The mother of all bombs in MOAB is an iconic and fearsome weapon in the arsenal of the United States military. Officially known as the GBU-43/B Massive Ordnance Air Blast, this massive bomb is among the most powerful non-nuclear weapons ever developed. Its mere existence has created waves of concern across the globe, particularly in countries that have tense relations with the United States. One such nation is Iran, which has long been in the crosshairs of U.S. foreign policy. The MOAB is a weapon with immense destructive power, and Iran fears that it could one day be deployed against its own soil, further escalating the already volatile geopolitical environment in the Middle East. This article delves into the characteristics and capabilities of the MOAB, its potential use in modern warfare, and why Iran specifically views it as a dangerous threat. The development and characteristics of the MOAB. The MOAB, developed by the United States in the early 21st century, is an unprecedented weapon in terms of its size, scale, and destructive power. Weighing approximately 21,000 pounds, around 9,525 kilograms, the bomb is larger than most conventional bombs and is designed for a single purpose: to create an overwhelming shock wave of destruction over a large area. Unlike smaller bombs, which are typically used for pinpoint strikes, the MOAB's design focuses on creating a massive and powerful explosion capable of flattening entire buildings, trenches, and large enemy forces in a single detonation. The MOAB is dropped from a military aircraft, typically the C-130 Hercules, which carries the bomb to the target area. Upon detonation, the bomb releases an enormous blast radius, creating a massive shock wave that travels across a wide area, resulting in the destruction of infrastructure and military assets. The explosion is often followed by a heat and pressure wave that devastates anything within range. The bomb's immense explosive power is capable of inflicting severe damage to concrete and steel structures, making it highly effective against well-fortified positions like bunkers and tunnels, which are common in modern military strategies. The bomb's design also focuses on the psychological impact it creates. The blast is so intense that it can be seen from miles away, and the immediate destruction it causes can demoralize and incapacitate enemy forces, making them incapable of continuing their operations. The MOAB has been described as a weapon that not only delivers physical damage, but also has an overwhelming psychological effect on the targeted forces, creating an atmosphere of fear and helplessness. Why the MOAB poses a unique threat to Iran. The MOAB's capabilities present a serious concern for Iran, particularly in light of the country's regional ambitions and military posture. Iran's leadership has been keenly aware of the advancements in U.S. military technology, and the introduction of the MOAB has only intensified these concerns. Iran's strategic position in the Middle East, its nuclear ambitions, and its involvement in proxy conflicts have put it on the radar of U.S. military planners for years. Tehran is particularly concerned that the MOAB could be used to destroy key military infrastructure and nuclear sites, undermining its defensive capabilities and further escalating tensions in an already unstable region. Targeting Iran's nuclear infrastructure. Iran has invested considerable resources into building underground military and nuclear facilities. These installations are designed to withstand conventional airstrikes, often being located deep below the Earth's surface. However, the MOAB's sheer destructive power presents a real threat to these facilities. The bomb's ability to penetrate fortified structures and cause catastrophic damage could render these underground facilities useless, crippling Iran's nuclear program and its ability to maintain strategic military assets. Iran has long argued that its nuclear program is for peaceful purposes, but the U.S. and other Western nations have expressed concerns about the potential for weaponization. If the U.S. were to deploy the MOAB on Iranian soil, it could target not only nuclear sites, but also missile silos, command centers, and military bunkers that are vital to Iran's defense infrastructure. Disrupting military command and control. Iran's military is heavily reliant on complex networks of underground bunkers and fortified command centers, which house critical leadership structures and military units. These sites are designed to be resilient against airstrikes and missile attacks, and their destruction could severely disrupt Iran's military command and control systems. The MOAB, with its enormous blast radius and capacity to destroy even the most robust underground facilities, presents a direct threat to these sites. If the bomb were deployed in an airstrike against Iran's military command infrastructure, it could cause long-lasting disruptions to Iran's ability to organize and execute military operations. Psychological warfare and national morale beyond the physical destruction that the MOAB could bring, the psychological toll on the Iranian population and military forces would be immense. Iran's leadership would likely view the deployment of such a powerful weapon as an existential threat. The U.S. military's ability to unleash the full force of the MOAB would serve as a reminder to Iran of the overwhelming technological superiority that the U.S. possesses. The potential for mass casualties, widespread destruction, and the fear of future attacks would likely demoralize both the Iranian military and the civilian population, causing significant social and political unrest. Moreover, the psychological effects of witnessing the deployment of such a powerful weapon could have a destabilizing effect on Iran's allies in the region. Countries like Syria, Hezbollah, and other Iranian-backed groups could be drawn into the conflict, potentially widening the scope of a conflict that could already be on the brink of escalation. The broader implications of MOAB in the geopolitical landscape. The MOAB is not just a tool of destruction, but also a symbol of American military power and technological superiority. Its deployment sends a clear message to adversaries, especially in the context of U.S. foreign policy toward countries like Iran. While the U.S. has not used the MOAB extensively in conflicts since its development, the mere existence of such a weapon changes the strategic calculus of other nations. Iran's fear of the MOAB is not just based on its physical capabilities, but also on the geopolitical implications that would follow its use. Impact on U.S.-Iran relations. The potential use of the MOAB against Iran would undoubtedly exacerbate the already fraught relationship between the two nations. Tensions between the U.S. and Iran have been high for decades, fueled by a range of issues, including Iran's nuclear program, its support for militant groups in the Middle East, and its defiance of U.S. sanctions. The deployment of the MOAB would be seen as a dramatic escalation of U.S. military policy, likely leading to a further deterioration of diplomatic relations. Iran could respond by increasing its military activities, conducting retaliatory strikes, or even engaging in regional proxy wars to counter the perceived threat. Regional instability. The use of the MOAB in Iran could have far-reaching consequences for the broader Middle East. Countries in the region, particularly those that have close ties with Iran, such as Russia and China, might view the use of such a powerful weapon as a violation of international norms and a threat to regional stability. This could provoke a broader regional conflict, drawing in global powers and potentially triggering an arms race or a new round of military confrontations. Conclusion: the MOAB's role in modern warfare and its future implications. The mother of all bombs represents the cutting edge of modern military technology, with its incredible destructive power and far-reaching psychological impact. Its role in warfare, however, goes beyond mere destruction. It serves as a tool of military intimidation, psychological warfare, and geopolitical signaling. For nations like Iran, the MOAB symbolizes the overwhelming power that the U.S. can bring to bear in times of conflict. The fear of such a weapon being deployed against Iran's strategic assets, including nuclear facilities, military bases, and command centers, is a major concern for Tehran. The MOAB not only threatens to destroy critical infrastructure, but also holds the potential to destabilize the region, provoke broader conflict, and significantly alter the power dynamics in the Middle East. As military technology continues to evolve, the implications of such weapons as the MOAB will remain a key consideration for global security. The future of warfare, particularly in conflict zones like the Middle East, will likely be shaped by the existence and potential use of weapons like the MOAB. Whether or not it is ever deployed in a real conflict, the MOAB serves as a potent reminder of the destructive capabilities that modern military arsenals can bring to bear on the world stage.